I'm here to tell you today that the valley is getting ready to lead you to your peak season. A valley is something that's in between two mountains, a lower region that tends to be dark. You have to go through this sometimes to get to a mountaintop. So I'm here to tell you that sometimes your valleys of disappointments, of despair, of lack, of darkness, of not trying to, you don't understand what's going on, they're getting ready to come to an end because God is getting ready to take you to your peak season. For some reason, this Friday, all I kept hearing is valleys and peaks. Valleys and peaks. And a valley is a lower region in between two mountains, but the peak is the top of a mountain where you are able to look out. It's the highest point of a mountain, and you can see all around that mountain. You can see where you came from, and you can see where you're going. So I'm here to tell you today that you may be in a season where you're in a valley and you don't understand what God is doing. And we always face these seasons, whether we're in a valley or we're on a mountaintop. You're always either going into a storm or coming out of one. But I have to tell you today that if you've been in a valley for a long time, and you may be in there and you've been in distraction, you've been in disconnection, in despair, and trying to figure out what God is doing, I'm here to tell you to get ready to get to the peak of your mountain, because God is getting ready to take you higher. And understand that your valley is where your faith is growing and where your faith becomes strong to be able to handle the mountaintop and to be able to handle the promise that He has for you. You have to stay strong in prayer. You have to be like David was. In Psalms 23, he said, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff will comfort me." You have to understand that a valley, you will not stuck there forever. A valley is not a dead-end street. So your season of despair or disconnection or lack is not a dead-end street. You're getting out of it. Because the same way David said, "I walk through the valley," you're walking through whatever situations you're going through. No matter how tough they are, you're always walking through it, and you're never stuck in it, because God is the light that's guiding you out of it. Because in order to even see shadows, you have to have a light in place. So the way I looked at it is I said, man, he said, "Yea, though I walk through the valleys of shadows of death, I will fear no evil." David said, I don't have to fear, because a shadow can't touch me. And if light is showing upon the things that are trying to come against me, and I already can see the shadows, that means that God's got me covered. Not only does God have you covered walking through the valley, but He's got you covered to where you can see the shadows of your enemies and they can't even touch you. So death can't shake you. Nothing can come against you. You are covered by the light of God, by the light of Jesus, by the Most High God. So understand that you're coming out of your valley and you're always walking towards a mountain. My reason for sharing this message with you today is because it is Good Friday and Resurrection Sunday is this Sunday. And I wanted to share with you that Jesus was in the valley. He was in the Garden of Gethsemane the night before He died on the cross for us, facing a big situation, a big thing before He had to do. He was in that valley praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. But the Garden of Gethsemane is the valley to the Mount of Olives. And the Mount of Olives is where after Jesus was resurrected, He ascended into heaven. So I'm here to tell you that whatever situation you're facing in the valley, it's not bigger than dying on the cross like Jesus. It's small, because your God is a big God. And Jesus died on the sin and washed all of our sins and took care of everything. So you pray and have your faith and understand that eventually you will get to the mountain and you will get to the top and the peak of your season, and you will be able to look back and see where He brought you from and look forward upon all that He has for you in front of you. And it will look beautiful, because at the top of the mountain you look and you see the beauty and the majesticness and how good God is. So all you're getting ready to see in your peak season is how good your God is and how majestic your God is and how your destiny is so beautiful as it's getting ready to unfold, because you are about to receive your promise on your peak of the mountain that you're climbing to right now. I hope you were blessed by this message. I decree and declare abundance and favor over your life, and I will see you next week. Happy Good Friday and have an amazing Resurrection Sunday.